Let's talk about voicings. Specifically how you would voice the same exact chord with the same melody on top, but just in different ranges on the piano. Because it might sound great on one part of the piano, but not so great on another part of the piano. And so in order to maintain a good sounding voicing, sometimes you need to double notes, sometimes you need to omit notes altogether, and sometimes you gotta rearrange notes or do a combination of all those things. So as an example, we'll use the tune The Yellow Jacket by Shaun Martin. It goes something like this. So for our purposes today, this song works really well because it repeats in 2 different octaves. Not that you can't just take any song you want and repeat it in 2 different octaves, but it's already kind of done for us, right? We're given permission by the song. And so then you're challenged to figure out how to voice these chords based on those 2 different octaves, right? So let's jump right in. I'm just gonna go chord by chord and talk about some adjustments I would make. So the first chord, D major 7, D major 13 if you want to be exact. Yeah, that's not going to work in this octave. I think you can already hear that's a little muddy. It's this guy right here, the left hand 7. Now that's much better. No left hand 7. So that's the first thing you got to change there, you know, this very first chord. When you're down the octave, no left hand 7 on this D. It's just too muddy. And then we get to here, we get a bum. I think this one works really well in both octaves. That sounds great. Then after that, we get this G major 7 thing. Also works great down here. We go back to the D chord. I'll skip that. Next, we have this. We have C sharp altered, right? So that's the root, the third, the flat 7, the sharp 9, the sharp 5, the sharp 9. It sounds great in this octave. You can do some cool things too, like double the 7 in the right hand. Double the root even. Oh yeah. Now let's try this. I'm just gonna keep it in its minimal form. Let's try this down the octave. Yikes. Right? So that's gonna be way too muddy. So what am I gonna do here? I'm gonna take both the 3rd and the 7th here, and I'm gonna move them up an octave on my right hand over here. And I'm also gonna let go of this, the first sharp 9 right here. My thumb. Because again, I don't want all that down here. I mean, I guess that's not horrible, but I think that's a little cleaner. But anyways, pretty big adjustment there, I think. Letting go of some notes and then moving some notes around, right? The next chord we get after this, it's the same exact voicing, right? It's the same chord quality and melody note, same voicing. It's F sharp altered. So we have the root, the 3, the flat 7, the sharp 9, the sharp 5, sharp 9. Now, when we move this one down an octave, we're not gonna make the same exact adjustments as we did for C sharp. It's still pretty muddy, but the 7 is actually fine right here. So we're just gonna move the 3rd. This 3rd right here, we're just gonna move it up an octave. So instead of playing the sharp 9 in the right hand thumb, you'll play this 3rd. And there we go. Sounds awesome. Okay, next chord. Right? Really cool voicing here. You can use the same voicing down here. That's fine. I mean, there's always more options. Like you can move that 3rd up an octave if you want that minor 2nd sound here. I wouldn't do that up here, just because we're already so high. All right, we want more of the lower notes to balance this out. So that's why I like playing the 3rd here when I'm this high. Right. Maybe not that. Anyways, after that we have this A flat Lydian dominance, right? Probably add a 13 to this guy. Oh yeah. Now if I take this down the octave, to me that's a little muddy, all right? I don't really like that kind of sound. If you do, go for it. But I think this 3rd is much better served here in the right hand. Right? Anyways, after that, here, This is where we get that little descending sequence thing. The G, do the same thing. The D over F sharp, same thing. The E, that works, right? And then, what's after that? Oh, we get the A7. I would probably do this. Yeah. Now, can you guess if that's gonna work or not down an octave? That's definitely not gonna work, alright? Just listen to it. Oh, hell nah! So we're gonna let go of the 5th and the 7th. We're only gonna play a root here. And we're probably gonna let go of this 9 too, right? That's too muddy. So all we got is just a 3rd and the 7th here. I mean, you could probably put in a 5th. You know, where are we coming from? Yeah, I'm only gonna do that much. Yeah, real thin here. All right. Now, I hope you found that helpful. And then, of course, when you do this in different keys, you're gonna have to go through many different changes of their own, right? So I encourage you to try it in all 12 keys. You run into a lot of situations, a lot of challenges, but this is so important for your development because you wanna know how you would voice any chord with any melody note on any range of the piano. So, happy practicing.